And then a zombie appears.
The streets themselves are fairly inactive, but there are more zombies, you know, a few minutes away, both to your left and your right, and they are slowly shambling your way.
Let's finish this shit up and get out of here.
Yeah, looking at the others as they finish prying the arms off, say, we gotta get out.
This is the strength roll that Trusty Tony's going to do to try to remove that last body.
Okay. The three of you combined, I hope, could eventually move the bodies. The body, excuse me.
Well,
My endurance lost from melee.
Alright, yeah. Your endurance
oh,
is
that's
from it.
for trying to pull the body out.
Alright, yeah, I understand, Jordan. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nope. Okay.
With all these
It's not
ones,
that
we're
bad.
going to be pulling muscles.
Alright, and Potman will try now.
Okay, we're good.
Perhaps
Potman
motivated by the pain of all the grappling onto him. Still. Eugene manages to move the last body, and with the car moved out of the way, the truck and the trailer are free. It'll still be difficult to traverse through all of this if you're going to drive the truck, though.
Okay, your turn. You're you try this time, Fletch.
The fuck, I don't know how to drive that thing.
Well, neither do I, but you know, dexterous and stuff.
That and Jordan wants to drive his car.
And I want to drive my car really fast.
Okay, well, try not to drive away then.
Okay. I can promise you that.
Just shaking his head, climb up into the truck.
The iron grips, by the way, basically you have to snap the fingers off of you one by one. Or basically like jam like a knife or some sharp object between you and the hand and pry with all of your might. It really is that forcible. Basically, as I rolled for the grappling thing, it counts as a strength of 10.
But each finger only has a strength of 1, right? It's cumulative?
No, cumulative.
Or just like snap the bones in the forearms so that the tendons no longer have something to be tense against.
If only that worked.
Through the power of magic, a single finger could hold on to you
All
by
flesh
itself.
must be eaten. Quality description has no room for your medical knowledge.
Well, fuck me then.
Besides,
Remember, anti-grav.
the group as a whole has proven they have no medical knowledge.
Try. Oh. You just gotta put the stuffing back in.
Alright. So, Fletch has got to get inside the rig. Trusty Tony's going for his car. I think I know what vehicle Potman wants to be in.
Not the truck, actually.
He's going to ride with Trusty Tony and the lack of windshield.
He can still ride in the back.
Yeah, it's gonna be the back.
Yeah, of course. Alright. Class 3 helmet there, although the Class 1 helmet would have worked anyway in that case, but still. Sure.
So?
But the little girl's bicycle helmet wouldn't have.
That's
The
right.
Class 3 helmet was good amounts of overkill.
Yes, it was. Good thing. Alright. Trusty Tony, you can go ahead and give me a dexterity plus driving to escape from this mess. Should have been in the big rig. And with some of the stuff cleared around, at least in the immediate area, we're going to say that it's a 1d10 plus dexterity minus 3 for Fletch.
I was definitely going to say, like, he was still trying to go pretty fast. I'm not.
Yeah. With that in
I'm
mind, the
actually
extra
being
caution.
cautious.
The extra caution in mind, it's just a minus 3. To maneuver this fucking trailer.
Plus dex minus 3.
Plus dex minus 3, so just a 1d10 plus 3 for you. Alright! That is enough. 2 degrees of success there. Trusty Tony roars off. And,
As I expected.
Yep. And,
He's just gone instantly.
And Fletch slowly but methodically follows suit. It's pretty easy for the rig to run over any zombie, any of the human zombies who dare to get inside his way. Go ahead and pull it back there. Let's see, it's 15 miles there, 15 miles back. Go ahead and subtract the fuel from Trusty Tony's trusty Japanese import. And go ahead and remove some bodies off the map. You folks make your escape back to Fort Drake.
Yeah. Now we have a...
Yeah.
Well, let's let beat around the bush and say the first person to ask, yeah, Ray's dead.
Go ahead and lose another endurance point for me, Potman.
Alright. Where did my token disappear to?
I moved
There
it
we go.
back to the Fort
Back
Drake
inside.
area. Back inside. It's gonna be late afternoon by this point, perhaps even evening.
So, Potman's looking beat.
Potman is looking beat indeed. Everyone else can recover endurance points normally through like rest or, you know, just not doing anything strenuous. But because Potman is not sleeping, he can't get endurance
he's
points back.
enormously sleep deprived. I mean, at this point, he's been awake for, what, 48 hours? More?
No, not 48, but you're definitely in the 30s range.
Okay.
So the hallucinations haven't set in yet.
As for like not being around a bush and saying that Ray's dead, there is definitely, you know, a question that actually end up being Zane. Like, how'd she die?
Zombies.
Something new.
Something new?
They dance.
Yeah, big-handed fuckers that grab on and won't let go.
They dance and they grab you and they're strong as fuck. And they jump.
Ran into, I don't know, we ran into a handful of them down just a little bit southeast of here. Who knows how many more around the area.
They jump? What? You can like almost hear like the shattering from the roof that Zane's on.
Yeah, like 20 fucking feet at a time.
It's like 5 feet.
What? 20 feet? You can hear like Zane like, okay, reach up that high. Okay.
And they were wearing pirate hats.
Fucking cosplayers!
Gotta hit
Historical reenactors!
It's Pirate Con in Baltimore this weekend.
Get back on El Galleon Andalusia where you belong!
I'd be dead too if I wasn't wearing a helmet.
Riggs, ever the practical one, chimes in from the fourth floor. Did you get the rig?
Of course we got the rig.
Yes, Starscream.
Right. And at least the loss wasn't in vain.
We even got
And
a
of
trailer
course,
too.
Potman's not saying out loud. Now we have one less person to feed.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
Hey,
true.
hey, Riggs, can you do things with let's say a semi-trailer truck full of light bulbs? Can you do anything with that?
Pause. You brought back a trailer full of light bulbs?
It was there. Like, we didn't take it because of the light bulbs, but we wanted, you know, it was faster than emptying it there.
Pause and says, well, I suppose I can use the filament for something. It probably won't fit into the fixtures down in the basement. That's salvage removed, but I could work something out.
Well, I don't know how many of them are broke, but hey, some of them still probably work.
Hey, if they don't fit the fixtures, you can just take the fixtures apart and, I don't know, tape the wires on, can't you?
Jax will say, worst case, the glass can be used as another deterrent along with traps to prohibit anyone from getting it easily, like caltrops.
Yeah, that's a
Fuck
good
is
idea.
a caltrop?
And instead of laying down a shitload of bubble wrap, we're just going to leave a bunch of light bulbs laying on the ground.
Do you mean a cow trap?
A bunch of broken glass. I mean, would deter Trusty Tony, right?
Why are you trying to
Nope.
trap
Broken
a cow?
glasses never stop Trusty Tony.
Yeah, I remember him walking across the broken glass with his bare feet back in the military building.
Mhm.
Crashes. No. Think of a sharp obstacle. Think of like if we were scattering the ground with marbles to prevent enemies from getting in, only the marbles were incredibly sharp and made your feet bleed. Potman.
You mean like a spike strip for cars?
Don't you ever watch, like, spy movies or anything? Like, old ones?
Crash will pause and say, yes, like a spike strip, only for people.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those before, but I didn't know they were called caltrops.
Crash Pauses. Have you ever played Prince of Persia, Potman?
What the fuck is that?
It's a video game, Potman.
Is that some computer shit?
Riggs actually starts laughing over the radio.
Mercenaries.
Pop.
Fucking nerds.
Alright. Well, the three of you have returned. You've got your rig. You've got the trailer full of light bulbs.
Okay, so the new thing has definitely
So-
popped up on the priority list. Gasoline.
Yeah.
The truck still has, I don't know, looks according to the readout, maybe 40-45% of its fuel left.
Diesels.
Yeah, not just it, but the car.
The car, yes, the car has 48 miles of fuel left, due to Trusty Tony's Trusty specific measurements.
He took out the gas cap, stuck his finger in the tank a little bit, pulled it out, licked it.
It'd be like for
48
like, the
miles.
oil, like the measuring stick, only he has one for like a gas tank. Like, what? How do you do that? All
Don't
these
ask.
Japanese imports, they're all the same.
Just don't ask.
No one is people's like, this thing only has 48 gallons of fuel left. How do you know? I don't know. Trust me.
How do you know? I could touch it and tell.
Yeah.
I felt it.
I mean, look at the speedometer. It's also got one of those nice like digital readouts that says 48 miles left.
He's got the power.
He's got the touch.
Glad that happened.
When all hell's breaking loose, you'll be right in the eye of the storm.
Love it.
This is like my favorite
okay,
song to play stupid video
I'm
games.
gonna need a new assistant. I mean, person to come with me while I
Future ex-wife.
Need wife. Where wife? Why wife harm?
Wow.
No. Not wife. Ex-wife. There would have been no middle step.
ex-wife.
The description for that grab thing says, unless the cast member is surprised, so maybe it should have auto-grabbed onto Eugene that first time. Oh, I'll have to remember that later for surprising you folks with it.
Maybe.
Baby, I got an important question to ask you. Do you want to be my ex-wife?
Oh, shit. Are you infected, baby?
Do you want to be?
Okay. Potman, are you busy?
No.
You want to help me like find a giant sheet of metal that we can use as like a lift cage thing?
You mean like the side of that trailer?
Yeah, sure.
You can, yeah. You can start stripping apart the trailer, especially Potman. He's got some craft metal working in him.
Yeah, he's actually fantastic at this.
For all of 2 more hours, and then his endurance points hits 5, and then he starts taking even more penalties.
Yep.
I just
And
need
then
Minor
he
some.
starts
details.
passing out.
Minor details.
Better details.
And then Trusty Tony's gonna, after we get the metal stripped up, I'm assuming we're going to have to roll something for that.
Let's see. What are you trying to do with it?
We want to use it. I want to. Okay, here's the idea I have right now. I'm going to have a pulley system because I don't have an engine right now, with the chains attached to like the 4 corners of the metal sheet.
Okay.
And people are just going to like winch themselves up and down the thing with like using some other metal as a counterweight.
And the metal that you're going to have the people stand on, as well as the entire system, is supposed to be strong enough to actually hold the weight of people.
Yes.
Okay.
Might
then
need something a little bit stronger than the paneling.
Than the paneling
Probably.
you're stripping off the trailer. Yeah. Trusty Tony thinks that if he wants to put people weight on it, he's going to need something stronger than side paneling off the trailer.
Well, we could use the side paneling to like get gear up and down for now.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Concept. It is certainly possible to jury rig that. We'll say that such a system in that case, since it's going to be just for a small equipment rather than people. Let me take a look at this, since Trusty Tony plans on acquiring jury rigging as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I mean,
Got big
I'll spend
plans.
I'll spend the 3 points right now so I can get the quality jury rigging because
Sure.
I have 6 experience points just laying around.
Alright, yeah, that'll be fine. You just suspend it immediately after this session. For a, let's see here. I definitely do think this is a difficult, device. Not just a simple powered device. So to be difficult in aspect, as for what it would involve, I think it would probably involve your, we'll say, mechanic skill, from just about anything from pulleys and winches. And as for the attribute, I'm pretty sure that would be intelligence. So we're looking at a difficult mechanics plus intelligence test. Difficult means that there's a minus what to it. Let me go ahead and check that to make sure. Difficult means that it's a...
Difficult means...
Minus 1 or 2.
Minus
Something.
2. Difficult means minus 2.
Could
Alright.
Potman help him on that roll by making like a strength plus metalworking check or something to smooth everything out?
Sure.
I'm more asking to like mitigate the penalty he's taking.
Sure. We'll say that for every success that you get on it will help to improve, will help to mitigate the penalty. Okay, that means that you're just making an intelligence plus mechanics roll. And every success you get determines how reliable this is, and roll that secret.
Because every time you ask for like, well, can we get like a certain bend on it? Potman's like, oh yeah, just give me a ting ting ting. There we go.
Okay. Alright. The construct will end up taking the rest of the night, during which point Eugene is just... At some point, he's just like, alright, I can't pay.
He just like sort of sits down, leans against the wall, and passes out.
Oh, was dropped onto the map there. An elevator?
No. I was making a helicopter.
Ah, okay.
Let's see. He has 6 bullets and a baseball bat.
So we have a pulley... We have a pulley dumbwaiter now.
Alright, you have a pulley dumbwaiter that you have installed within that elevator shaft. Trusty Tony thinks that it could, you know, hold 50 or less pounds, maybe 100 or less. He's not sure. Might have to test that out.
I'm not going to test it out.
And
not gonna test that.
Trusty Tony thinks that it's trusty. You know, it's reliable, just like him.
That could mean many different things.
Good, that was the point of the statement.
Because it could mean that he actually thinks it's actually trustworthy, or he could think it's trusty as in it's actually a lemon.
Is Trusty Tony acknowledging that he sells lemons?
Internally.
Internally. Externally, it'll never come up.
Helicopter's back.
Well, okay, it's like he's gonna say we have a pulley dumbwaiter system, so we can now, if we need to get equipment up or down this elevator shaft, we can do it pretty easily.
Right.
It's got a counterweight and everything. It's pretty advanced. But we had to take the siding off part of the trailer. I hope you guys can forgive me.
Whatever.
As long as the bed of the trailer's intact, we can just throw up some little walls around it and still use it pretty well.
Yeah, we can put some plywood on there.
It'd actually probably be more useful that way.
Actually, yeah.
Having a flatbed compared, yeah.
Yeah. So now we
And
can.
it's a great source of like massive single sheets of sheet metal.
There we go. Wanted to
All
add my
right,
little
let's just
icon
assume
there.
Potman's asleep right there.
That's fine with me.
He makes that last statement and then just slumps forward asleep. My job is done.
Eight. Incapacitated.
There we go. Good job. We could end up passing through the entire night and into the day there, if you folks would like. And if you folks want to keep going with the session, then we certainly can. Unless you want another week to reflect on what to do in the next game day.
Well, now we need
still
to-
have some things we need to accomplish.
Yeah, now that we have the cab, we need to burn the acetone and get water.
Yeah, whether we burn it or just dump it somewhere, we need to get rid of it.
Oh
Whatever.
yeah, we have the shop back now, so I have to pick that up now.
Just leave
So
the
we
shop
need to
back hose
decide-
down in the top of this tank, slowly pumping it all out.
Well, we're gonna need an extra long length of hose. We're gonna need some extra hose, PVC
Like, what-
piping.
Yeah,
What
let's
if we
see.
just
Crash
open
is
up
the demolitions
all of
expert,
the-
right?
Crash is the demolitions. He knows more about demolitions than anyone here.
Okay,
What
we
if we
need some,
just take it
Okay, does he
somewhere
know
and
how
dump
to do a
it?
controlled burn, or are we gonna have to dump the acetone?
He's not familiar with doing it with 8,500 gallons of acetone.
Dumping it is. Where are we gonna dump it?
okay, let me take a look at the oldie map over here.
Where's the closest wildlife preserve?
Fort Drake's right in the middle of one.
Which means that it doesn't exist. Basically, there's some to the north and some to
Okay.
the south, but in this reality, the wild preserve itself has been
well,
removed.
We
I got
know
an idea. Let's just-
Boonesboro is
Boonesboro-
relatively clear, so we can go through there and go up
And
into
just-
the big open area.
The State Mountain Park.
The South Mountain State Park and dump it there, yeah.
Either there or go up on that little, what is it, alternate 40 between 68 and
dump it in
66 or
Boonesboro.
something.
You just dump it in Boonesboro.
Ace, this is Ace, will strongly advise, like, anywhere near the water table of Artesia might be
Are you
incredibly
kidding? This whole
horrific.
place is in the water table.
Yes.
Okay, then the water table. Then we're gonna have to go to the Shepherdstown and then dump it in the river.
Let's seriously, maybe we can find somebody's swimming pool.
To dump
Okay.
8,500 gallons?
Reviewing his photographic memory, does he know of any swimming pools in the area?
We haven't been paying that much attention.
Well, it's the American dream. You know, you get your house, a white picket fence, and a pool.
Riggs
Pool
will
is
pipe.
mostly American.
Riggs will pipe in
Healthy.
and say, "Well, near the motor pools, one of them, there's a few, like, empty tanks. They're stationary, sort of embedded in for various liquids. We can at least get rid of, or keep some of the paint thinner."
Sounds good to me.
All right.
And then we can dump it in the river.
And then we can dump environmental hazards. Go.
I'm sure that this would never have any long-term ramifications in the campaign, no.
You heard it from the DM. No ramification.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're driving
I'm
it up.
pretty sure that we're pretty much fucked on wildlife as it is.
Okay, so we're going to drive it up.
I just did a rough calculation. A swimming pool that's 100 feet long and 20 wide that starts at 3 feet and goes to 7 holds 75,000 gallons.
So
Yeah,
you
you-
want to put it like in a swimming pool so they could rapidly evaporate?
Yeah.
Maybe just like throw a
Right.
match into it?
Either
If you
one.
look at
We don't have that much to worry about with the acetone as long as it's not like soaking straight into the water table.
Right, that's
It-
why.
It'll
let's
evaporate.
actually use the thing that Riggs said for. Let's use those tanks in the motor pool to hold
Sure.
some of the stuff.
Yeah, we can do
We
it.
can use some like jerry-rigged HVAC water pump.
There's some miter tanks there.
Sounds considerably less amusing, but okay.
The miter tanks there. You can't hold all of it, but we'll say that you can hold. We'll say that you can hold 3,500 gallons of acetone, which means you've got 5,000 left over to play with.
I like where this is going.
Grimith, I don't like doing this, but I actually have to get going. My
Sure.
grandma needs me to take her somewhere.
No worries. Chris, glad that you could join us for the session.
Oh yeah. It's always great to have a character die, and I mean that completely seriously.
It had been so long since character death.
Yeah. I know.
Great
there-
work.
Oh yes. The death, the failure.
That's one way to look at
I'll
it.
talk to you later.
Take care.
Dead.
And now Cat falls over dead.
That does take Cat to 4 life points.
Okay, so
Alright,
I
so
think
basically it'll take you guys to like afternoon, but you guys can dispense of the 3,500 gallons of acetone inside the tanks by one of the motor pools, which leaves you with a tanker full of 5,000 gallons of acetone. Or you could hopefully cruise around and maybe look for a swimming pool that is capable enough of fitting all those gallons.
Or anywhere with just a large area of open concrete.
I mean, is there a municipal pool?
Like the parking lots.
Yeah, actually, yeah. As long as it's not soaking into, like, the dirt. And even then...
Well, if we spread it over a large amount of, like, cement or concrete, a lot of it would evaporate pretty quickly.
What, would you just, like,
Exactly.
like you open up the tank and just drive up and down the road?
Pretty much.
That could not end horribly at all.
Well, no, I mean, it could
I like
end
where this
with a
is
trail of
going.
fire behind us, but
I hate where this is going, as some jackass walks up seeing us do it and lights the trail.
That would be awesome! Trusty Tony should do that. Just to, like, run around with it. You just, like, dump all 5,000 gallons in Fort Drake, and then at the end, just, like, flick... Okay, guys, we gotta outrun the fire. You get a minute head start.
This thing can only get up to 55.
Trusty Tony's like, I gotta learn how to drive trucks sometime. It's up to you on how you want to get rid of it.
I think we can just... Is there, like... Okay, explain to me how the warehouse area, how does that actually, like, laid out? Is that, like, just a giant concrete mess of structures, or is it, like...
It's a perfect grid, and the warehouses themselves are 30-foot-high corrugated steel with a concrete foundation. The entire grid is just like there's the road network, and then there's the concrete foundation. And what you imagine are basement levels below that, which are made with pretty thick and sturdy walls.
Okay, let's just dump it in the warehouse area. It's
Okay.
like literally, it's like it has to go through the road. If it does, well, just purifying the water anyways. So yeah, just dump it. Just keep some of it and then dump it all in the warehouse area somewhere. I don't know. Dump it in one of the random warehouses that we're not using.
Sure.
And then light a match inside of it and say, "Run!"
Let's see, how much surface area will 1 gallon of water cover if it's 1 millimeter thick? A lot.
Math it.
Yeah, these answers suck. Well, the answer is it would cover almost 38,000 cubic millimeters. I'm not sure how that would spread out.
Fletch is checking his anachronistic PDA right here. Like, hold on, guys. let me do some research on this.
I'll be right back. I have to go tend to the oven.
Sure. This gives Ryan all the time to do his completely in-character research on the matter to see whether there could possibly be any ramifications.
I'm just curious myself.
Sure.
It is 5,000 gallons.
5,000 gallons. Roughly.
So, yeah, the surface area of this 1 millimeter thick, if we're going to assume that's about how thick it would be spread across the entire ground, it would take up almost 20,000 square meters. That can't be right. I don't know.
why can't that be right?
Okay, I messed up a period somewhere. It should be about 380 square meters.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems kind of small.
It's 1 gallon is apparently 3,800 cubic centimeters, so that's 3.8 million square millimeters. So, yeah, I don't know.
This is like Shadowrun stuff for me. I turned my brain off. Not even paying attention.
It doesn't even matter, but like the entire idea behind it is basically it's going to cover a very large area if we do this.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
even
really
sure if
think
the
we should
warehouse area would be big enough.
We could just drive up and down the warehouse rows, letting it drain out, and
Good. You could also just, take it on a cruise around, like, the Fort Drake, the various roads and perimeters and stuff, and, while you're checking the area for various reasons to ensure that there's no, other people milling about.
And as long as we're moving quick enough and it's draining slow enough, by the time we get back, it would all be gone, and it would be spread thinly enough that it would all easily evaporate.
Yeah, I'm a lot better with that than just sitting in one spot dumping it all.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. As long as we just don't crash into things.
Yeah, about that.
That's my only real concern.
Mm-hmm.
With several people who have no skill at driving trucks.
So, okay,
let's just hope we don't crash into anything.
You're not under threat, so I would say that, you would get a +5 penalty. A +5 penalty, yes. A +5 modifier to the roll. So it'd be a 1d10 plus dex plus 5. Because you're going to be driving extremely slow. I mean, sure, you're going to have a lot of problems and hiccups as you stop and start and move the truck around, but you're not under any threat, so.
And on the plus side, the streets are going to smell so clean.
Yeah, acetone has a very clean smell, doesn't it?
Anyway, if
that's chemical clean smell.
Anyway, that's what you folks want to do, like cruise around the entirety of Fort Drake, the slow process.
Oh no, Potman's asleep.
Okay. Well, this is actually going to be like the next day.
Okay.
They're not doing this late at night. It's going to be an entire new day after Potman awakes.
Okay, then yeah, Potman's going to be all about checking this shit out. And then as soon as it's aired out, he's going to be like, okay, how do we fill it up with water?
Let's see here. You folks go about the slow process of going through the streets. Whoever ends up driving, go ahead and give me a 1d10 plus dexterity. That'll be a -2 for lacking the skill, and a +5.
You did fine last time, Fletch.
Coward. +5.
Hey.
Okay. No problem. The slow evacuation of acetone as you cruise around the entirety of Fort Drake. It's a great opportunity for you to scope around the perimeter and all sorts of other things. And this is something the NPC suggests, like, well, since you're out, you might as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends up being, as you close in on that southeastern, warehouse cluster, the one that you guys really haven't touched at all, other than you just know that it exists. You folks end up spotting a rather curious anomaly, and it does appear to have, first thing is that it's a large object. It has some sort of camouflage netting over it. It appears to be urban colored, so that it would blend in fairly well with the warehouses that are around it, as well as the road that's beneath it. The second thing is that it looks pretty large, and as you draw closer to it, if you're interested in doing so...
Hey, pull over. What's that thing?
Oh, so you came along.
Yeah, you're driving around. You need a co-pilot, bro.
You can chauffeur him for a change.
How safe is it to really sit and let this thing idle with all the acetone draining around it?
It's fine. Even if it lights, even if it lights up on fire, it's not explosive.
It'll just be burning under the tank full of vapor and the truck with the gasoline tanks hanging off the side of it.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? This is an action movie?
Starting to sound like it.
Oh, okay. Well, when you put it like that, well, how much is left? How long have we been doing this?
Shrug.
You have no idea how long it takes to drain out 5,000 gallons of acetone.
As we're still cruising along, I kind of look out the wing mirrors a little bit, trying to see if it's still trailing behind.
Yeah, still trailing.
Just look back at him and shrug again.